Hi everyone, I'm Rachel Piercey and I'm a poet.
And I'm Freya Hartas and I'm an illustrator.
And we are here to talk about the book we made together. Here it is. If you go down to the woods today. The book is set in a magical woodland and it follows our main character, Bear, through the seasons from spring, starting in spring, through summer, autumn, and winter, when Bear goes to sleep for his long, deep winter rest. And I am going to try and share my screen to show you some of the spreads so that you can see what the book's like and see Freya's absolutely beautiful illustrations. Freya, can you see that?
It says that you started sharing it, but I can't see it yet.
Hopefully you will be able to in a moment. Getting a poet and an artist to do technical stuff is always interesting. Neither profession, I think, renowned for our technical skills, are we? Can you see it yet?
I can, yeah.
Yes, excellent. Let me go back to the beginning of the book. This is the first double-page spread in the book. Spring brings new life, Bear's world awakes. And we're nearly into spring ourselves, and hopefully where you are, you can see some of the signs of the world waking up as well. So Freya, I don't know about you, but around me I've got daffodils and I've got pink and white blossom, and the days are getting longer, and hopefully it will get warmer soon.
I know, it's so cold, isn't it?
Yeah. But I feel like there's the promise of warmth in the air.
Yeah.
So this is the first spread, but I'm going to show you one of my favorite spreads in the book, another spring spread, and this one is called School Days. And oh my gosh, Freya, I just want to go to this school. It is so good. I want to have a classroom in a tree trunk. Yeah, it's so charming. And I love, look, there's a frog here giving a science lesson by the pond. Here's Nana Rabbit helping the students to make wind chimes. Other students learning about trees. There's an allotment. What would be your favourite thing to do in this classroom, Freya? What do you think?
Oh, I mean, I think they're doing a little study of mushrooms there in the tree, and I really love mushrooms, so I think I'd like to do that.
Yes.
And yeah, definitely. I think the allotment would be fun. I do want to learn how to grow my own things.
Yeah, that would be lovely. Yeah, I love mushrooms too. They're so beautiful, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, some of them are beautiful. Some of them are really quite strange looking. But I think we've only got beautiful ones. So as you can see, each double page spread has Freya's absolutely beautiful, really detailed illustration, and then a list of things to find inside that illustration. And then there's also a poem narrated by Bear. And the poem talks about the animals and what they're doing and the season and what's going on in the natural world of the wood. So there's lots to do on each page. What is your favourite spread in the book, Freya?
Oh, I really like the bonfire spread.
Let's find it. Let's go.
Oh yeah, it's going to be quite far down because it's the autumn one, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, the bonfire one's gorgeous. Didn't get to go to any bonfires last year and I missed it. Here it is.
I know, it's so sad, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so atmospheric, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I love. Yeah, just it's very cozy and it's like it would smell nice of bonfire smoke and.
Yeah, and the roasted chestnuts.
Yeah.
I love how you've got such a sense of kind of the dark night, but then you've got these different lights as well. You've got the light of the fire and then the light of the moon and the light of the fireflies. It's there's this real sense of contrast in that. That's a really beautiful one.
Thank you.
Okay, so everyone watching this video, you are in for a treat because Freya is going to live draw some animals from the book, which is incredibly impressive and exciting. And we are going to have a bit of a chat while she does it. So I'm just going to let Freya get set up. And I think I will read a poem or two from the book, and then Freya, I'll check in with you to see whether you are ready
Okay.
to start drawing. But I know you've got to do some tripod action.
Yeah. I'm just gonna stop my video and mute myself so that you don't have to listen to me dropping the phone.
Okay. Let's read the first poem in the book because it feels really appropriate for the time of year, and it will give you an introduction to Bear's world, the world that Freya is going to draw for us shortly. Bear's world awakes. Spring is waking up the world. Will you come with me? My woodland home is full of friends. Let's peek inside and see. The winter months were long and cold. The ground was hard with ice. But now the grassy floor's alive with rabbits, deer and mice. We've woken up to gold and green. The air is smelling sweet. We're starting to explore again, to stretch our tails and feet. My woodland's full of animals of every different kind. So shall we stay here for a while and see what we can find? So that is the introduction to Bear's world. And let's see, I'm going to show you another of my favourite spreads, which is looking forward to summertime and to hopefully the time when the theatres reopen, because I really miss going to the theatre. I put a theatre spread in the book, and Freya just brought it to life with the most perfect magic and atmosphere. When I was little, my parents used to take my sister and I to these outdoor Shakespeare plays in a nearby pub garden, and I didn't understand too much of the language at the time, but just the atmosphere and the sense of magic and make-believe and play and humour and drama, they really, really stayed with me. And that is what Freya has absolutely captured in this spread. I think it is just pure enchantment. So I will read you this poem, Putting on a Play. I love the atmosphere and sound of speeches and instructions as our animal dramatics group prepares the next production. The play is quite a famous one by Shakespeare, full of dreams, with love and laughter, magic spells, a fairy king and queen. Some animals like nothing more than dressing up to act, the thrill of playing someone else, the thrill of being clapped. Others star behind the scenes and help in different ways, making costumes, painting sets, and dressing up the stage. And let's see, can you find Bear in this scene? So this here, you might see this big bear towards the right of the page. This is Papa Bear. This is Bear's father. But can you find Bear himself, I wonder? You always have to look closely for the things to find because there's so much detail in these illustrations.
Rachel, a giant hailstorm has just started.
No!
I've got to show you, hang on.
Wow, you are having all the 4 seasons today, aren't you?
Oh my gosh. Which way around is the camera facing? I can't see myself.
I can see
you. How do I change this? Hang on. Oh no, it's happened.
That's so funny. I'm just showing us a summer spread and you've got, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like,
that's unbelievable.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I was talking to you 5 minutes ago and you had sunlight streaming in through the window. Oh no, it's the end of the world. Have you got enough light to do your illustration?
No, it's really dark.
Okay. I'll keep read a couple more poems and we'll see how the light goes.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, I'm gonna stop video again. Sorry, I don't know how to. I thought there was a way for me to like swap my camera around, and I saw it before, and now it's not here.
Oh, like flipping from one side to the other.
Do you know how to do that?
I think there should be something that just sort of looks like a sort of almost like a recycling symbol.
Yeah. Is it because you're sharing your screen? I don't know.
Maybe. Shall I try stop sharing and we can see?
Is that all right? Sorry.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
So we anticipated technical mishaps, but not weather conditions.
Is that it? Sorry, I feel like.
Oh, I love your hanging fern.
Yeah. Yay!
There we are. Beautiful.
Wow, now the hail has stopped. That's good.
Okay, so Freya is battling against the elements to bring us our illustrations.
Oh, is that really dark?
No, that looks good.
Okay, that's all right then.
That looks good. Are you good to start drawing?
Oh, so it's starting again. Excellent. Yes.
So I've got absolutely wild wuthering wind here, and you've got hail.
I know.
But we're keeping going. Are you happy to chat, or would you like me to read another poem while you get started?
Oh yeah, should we do maybe one poem while I get started?
Yep. Okay. I think.
Is that okay?
Yeah, of course.
Poetry reading is really nice.
Thank you. I might read the art class one because that seems very appropriate for what's
it does.
going on here. So just give you a sneak peek at this illustration. This is another of my favorite spreads. Basically, they're all my favorite spreads. But I do love this one. It's set in autumn, so the colors are absolutely beautiful. All those sort of russets and golds and reds and purples. And in this one, the animals of the woodland are doing different kinds of art. There really is every kind of art in here. Art class. The sharpness in the air creates a feeling hard to name. The trees are orange, scarlet, gold, each leaf a tongue of flame. And living in this autumn world, which glows inside the heart, inspires my friends and I to try our paws at works of art. Each artist dreams of building up their own unique creation and fills the paper, clay, or cloth with wild imagination. Each piece is different to the next, the colors, styles, and scenes, and how it makes you feel inside and what you think it means. So on the screen next to me, we can see Bear coming to life, which is very exciting. It's so cool because, I mean, I sort of, I imagine the worlds in my head, and then I would send the poems and the list of things to spot to you, Freya, and then it's like, you would just make it come to life on the
I'm always inspired by your poems. I feel like they set the kind of atmosphere and are a starting point, and then it just kind of grows from there.
Thank you. Well, yeah, I really felt like you'd sort of got the world that I was trying to create. But again, it was because I would just see your sort of finished, a pencil draft, but a finished world. So seeing it like actually being made before my eyes is so exciting. And can you tell me a bit about when you knew you wanted to be an artist? Was it as a young girl?
Oh yeah, definitely. So my dad and my grandpa are actually illustrators as well.
Oh wow.
So I always saw them drawing, and I knew that I really liked drawing as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I sort of have known ever since I could hold a pencil, really, which is probably the classic illustrators answer. But
can you remember the first time you did a drawing and you thought, yes, that's exactly how I wanted it to be?
Oh, I don't know. That's an interesting question. I don't think so.
Just
Yeah,
always
apparently
loved
when I was little, I used to draw in my bed a lot. So I used to bring a drawing pad and just draw loads of little mice actually, and like little animals and stuff, which is what I'm
Oh,
drawing.
really? So you've loved drawing
um,
animals right from the start?
yeah, definitely. That's why this book, yeah, when this book came along, I was like, yes, this is yeah, if little Freya knew that I'd be working on something like this, she'd be very happy.
Aw. Right, there he is with a basket. Maybe going to
Yeah.
collect flowers or berries.
Yeah, what should we do? Some flowers in there, and I think a little mouse or something.
Yeah, a little mouse having a ride. And like, what's the process when you start a new illustration? Can you see it fully realized in your mind, or are you sort of feeling it out with the pencil?
No, it's definitely, yeah, feeling it out of the, oh no, the sun's come back. Feeling it out with the pencil. So I receive your poems and a little description of each scene, which usually has a list of plants and flowers and things that are out at the season, which I always get up on screen so I have something to reference. And the what to spot list. So I start with the what to spot and draw each thing around the page, and then add all my own little things in. But I'll usually block out, so in a scene like the school scene, I'll draw the big elements first. So like the tree trunk I know is going to go there, and the lake, and then I'll add in all the little elements afterwards.
Yeah, because there's so much to fit in. I mean, when I was write the what to spot, I just was like, Freya will be able to deal with it. I would trust that you could find a place for everything. But oh my goodness, so many things to fit into. It's a decent sized book. It's it's big, but still, like, the page has limits, but you always manage to fit everything in. Just
it was hard sometimes, but
sorry,
no, it's really fun. It's kind of like putting a puzzle together.
Yeah, I can imagine. And I think there's a really lovely mix of things that, sort of jump out from the what to spots, and then things that you really have to search for. Do you think that can you remember where you drew everything? If I gave you like a what to spot, could you immediately go to it?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't tried that. I don't know. Probably.
You have to get someone to challenge you.
Yeah, I think I probably could, because I spent so long looking at it. Surely that would have stuck in my brain. You'd hope.
Yeah, I think I could as well. I think I could even sort of put a blindfold on and just like point to the part of the page.
Oh yeah, that's great. Oh.
Yeah, you get to see the same spread so many times, don't you? What did it feel like to get the book, actually in physical form and holding it in your hands?
Oh yeah, that's always great, because I've always just seen it as a pencil sketch or on a computer screen, and then when it's printed out on the nice paper, and you can flip through it. Yeah, it's really nice. How did you feel? Because this is your first. Oh, sorry, I'm sat on my legs. Of course I'm sat on my legs. I mean, sat on my. I'm sat like a little gremlin when I work. Sometimes it's not a good question.
All folded up.
Yeah, it's your first children's book, isn't it?
First sort of picture book, yeah. So I've written, I've co-edited and written for some children's poetry anthologies, but more sort of aimed at Key Stage 2. So this is my first picture book for this age, and it was so exciting getting it in the post, and sort of unboxing it and
I know.
It's quite sunny, so you might be able to see that there is gold. Oh yeah, the gold foiling is gleaming beautifully in the sunlight. And oh my goodness, I can't stop looking at the gold foiling. It is so beautiful. And it's just the colours are so vivid and sumptuous inside. Yes, I've got a copy right next to me on my desk, and I don't think I'll ever put it in the bookshelf.
Yeah, I know, I keep mine out as well.
So do you always draw in pencil first?
Yes, yeah, pretty much. And actually I colour it digitally. So actually I've got so once I've done the pencil sketch and I've sent it off and any edits have come back, and I'm good to go,
Mhm.
I'll do like a neat drawing over the top of the pencil. So this is probably more sketchy what I've done here, but
Mhm.
I can see if I can put it's actually too big to fit on the table. I've got like the neat pencil. Can you see that?
Oh yeah. Oh, that's
Yeah, so and then I'll scan this and add color and a layer underneath.
how do you get sort of like gradations of color and shade and stuff on the computer?
It's just with different like paintbrushes and layers and things.
Right, right.
Yeah.
It's
the,
it's an
co- the
unknown
coloring
world to me.
the coloring actually is always the hardest bit, because it always doesn't look very good until right at the last minute when it will suddenly come together. So the whole time I'm sort of like, oh, is it gonna work? What's your process of writing a poem?
Um, well, for this book, I think really early on I decided on the rhythm that I wanted. And then I sort of got that into my head, that kind of ballad rhythm of the 4 beats and then the 3 beats, 4 beats, 3 beats. And then I just thought about sort of what I wanted to say with each poem, sort of key bits of information to get in there. And then it was just sort of making that leap from the information that I wanted to get into kind of putting it into a line of poetry. And it's funny, I think the more you write in a particular rhythm and get into that world, it's sort of the more easily it comes. And I would sometimes have to go for a walk or something to sort of shake the rhythm loose or the ideas loose. And then I'd sort of write it, and then I wanted to make sure that I was using, different rhyming words, and sort of building a different, obviously connected, but varied worlds with each poem. So in redrafting, I would sort of look back over what I'd written already and make sure that the poems fitted together, but were different enough to be interesting.
Yeah, because I think.
Oh, sorry, go
There's
ahead.
a bunny coming here, yeah. Give him a little neckerchief.
I love Bunny's birthday. Oh my gosh. Bunny's birthday. I can't wait to go to a birthday party like Bunny's birthday.
I know. I was looking at that and being like, oh, I wish we could do that.
To what extent did you sort of draw scenes that you yourself wanted to just live inside?
Oh, I think 100%, yeah.
Yeah, I think the same for me writing them as well. And did you take any inspiration from sort of older or prior illustrators and children's books?
Yeah, definitely. Jill Barklam's Bramley Hedge was a favourite.
Yeah, me too.
And the Richard Scarry books.
I don't know those.
There's one called A Busy Busy World, I think. They're like really, really busy animals, kind of. They're not set in natural places, they're sort of set in cities and things, but they're really fun.
Oh, okay. Richard Scarry. I'll have to look him up.
You'll probably recognize them.
Yeah, probably. Is he the writer and illustrator?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, cool. Maybe since you're drawing Bunny, I might read Bunny's birthday.
Oh yeah.
Give you a little peek at that. So the birthday party is taking place underground in the warren of the rabbit family. But luckily Bear has managed to get underground because he did not want to miss out on this birthday party. Bunny's birthday. A warren isn't usually the place you'll find a bear, but ask me to a party and I'll get there anywhere. Today is Bunny's birthday and we've gathered underground. He's hopping with excitement in a golden paper crown. Scents are swirling through the air. A feast is piled on plates. Though some of it is vanishing, it's just too hard to wait. I am busy with the mice. We're playing hide and seek. I think our hiding spot will work, as long as they don't squeak. And you can see Bear is hidden behind a curtain with 3 of the mice. And I don't think that anyone has spotted them yet. So he's safe for a little while. Did you have a favourite?
That well hidden.
Oh, sorry, what was that?
I said the bear isn't that well hidden behind the curtain, bless him.
Well, it's quite a lot of bear to hide behind, quite a small rabbit house curtain. Did you have a favourite animal to draw?
Oh, I mean, I like bear, obviously. And the family of bunnies was great because there were so many of them.
Yeah.
And I really like drawing the frogs.
Oh, yeah,
really like frogs.
Yeah.
And they're just quite silly, I think. So I really like them. Oh, I just like all of them, and the birds are really nice to draw as well.
Yeah. The frogs are really beautifully textured, aren't they?
Yeah, and all those warty bliggins are good.
Yeah. I love Bear through this book because I think he's quite a dreamy character. I think he's often, sort of dreaming or imagining things or telling stories. He's a storyteller as well. So yeah, he's a lovely character, and I was very grateful to you in the school day spread for drawing him reciting a poem because I wanted him to be a poetry fan.
You can relate to him.
Yeah. I really love the squirrels as well. I think squirrels are so.
Oh yeah, I'll draw one of them next. I can't actually see the screen, so you can. Is the sun too light now?
No, we can see perfectly. I think there's a shadow of a tree over Bear and Bunny, which is very appropriate.
See if I can moving this back and forth. Is that a bit? Oh, I don't know. The sun is just escaping through the cracks, I think.
What pencil are you drawing with?
This is like a rotary pencil, so it looks like a pen, but it's actually
it does.
Thin pencil lead in it.
Oh, nice. And
this
I've
one,
got
which is the shading.
Oh, cool. I've got one of those Steitler rubbers. They're great, aren't they?
Yeah. Do you know? I couldn't find a good rubber for ages, and I put a little question out on Instagram to ask people what the best rubbers were, because it's really hard to find good ones.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm just not very good at finding them.
Well, no, I've never found as good a one for like perfectly rubbing out what you've done without smears and everything.
Without smudging it everywhere, yeah.
Yeah. Here comes the squirrel with tufty ears.
Yeah, a little red squirrel, which we never see now in UK, which is sad.
No.
In the Isle of Wight, aren't they?
Have you ever seen one?
In the Isle of Wight, we go on holiday to the Isle of Wight, and there's I think I saw one once there. Oh, wow. They're much smaller than the grey ones.
Yes, they look quite different, don't they?
Yeah.
I do. I love how bold squirrels are. They're very intelligent, aren't they?
Yeah, they're sort of cheeky, aren't they?
Yeah, and they will do anything to get food.
Yeah, we've got some bird nuts outside, and they'll sort of dangle upside down and flip around to try and get to them.
Yeah. So you've mentioned Jill Barklam. Who are some of your other favourite illustrators? And Richard Garry.
Tove Jansson, who did the Moomins, always a lovely one. Who else? I've sort of written some down because now my brain has gone blank.
What about do you like the Flower Fairies?
Oh yeah, I have a book of that here actually. Yeah. They're lovely. And Elsa Besco as well.
Oh, say that name again.
Elsa Besco.
Elsa Besco. Oh, I don't know that.
Definitely. She does lots of little fairy books with lots of little squirrels and adorable things. I think
I have to check her out. I love Cicely Mary Barker because I just adore the illustrations, but the poems she writes are really beautiful as well and really accurate about the plants that she's describing. They're really informative.
Is it? This is the Flower Fairies.
Yeah. Oh, look, that's the squirrel.
Yeah, I have one of these books just right next to me.
Oh wow! Oh gorgeous,
Yeah,
gorgeous copy.
they're so sweet. Oh yeah, the Herb Robert. I had
Yeah.
to draw lots of that in the book.
Oh, it's got the most beautiful leaf herb Robert, doesn't it?
Yeah, because it goes red at the tips.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
gorgeous.
it's great. Oh yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
I feel like they're all heading somewhere. There's something exciting going on in the woodland.
Yeah, I know. I'm feeling them all facing that way for some reason. Do you have any favorite children's books or stories?
Yeah, well, in terms of illustrators, I was thinking about this. I love Brambley Head and Flower Fairies. I love E.H. Shepherd and his Winnie the Pooh and Wind in the Willow illustrations. Quentin Blake, he's just amazing. The sort of the verve of the illustrations. I love Shirley Hughes. I was did a picture book writing course recently, and it was sort of thinking about the interplay between the story and illustrations, and we had to kind of study a particular book, and I was rereading Dogger, and
they're so sweet.
Oh, it's so good. And just the illustrations in there and the sort of variety of perspectives and kind of types of illustration. I was so in awe. I love Helen Oxenbury and John Birmingham. But just, I mean, they're just, it's such a wealth. It's a wealth of artistry as within this genre, isn't it?
I know. Yeah, it's nice to be adding to the.
Yeah. In terms of stories, I love I know there's ones that I always go back to. I do read a lot of children's books. I love Anne of Green Gables.
Oh yeah, I've just been watching like an anime version of that.
Oh really? Oh, I think I've seen people talking about that. It's meant to be amazing.
It's lovely. I mean, it looks lovely. The voice acting is not so lovely, but
I mean, I just long to visit Prince Edward Island at the time when Anne was there.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And clothes and things that they wear as well.
Yeah, it's all so beautiful. And yeah, all her sort of imaginative names for things. I love Anne. She's sort of
she's a poet, isn't she?
She is. She's got a poet's soul. I love Eva Ibbotson. I don't know whether you've ever read any Eva Ibbotson.
Oh, I don't know if I have.
She writes sort of books for younger children. Some of her famous ones are Journey to the River Sea and The Secret of Platform 13. And
I don't think I know them.
Oh, she's wonderful. Just the world she creates, her sort of world view and the characters she creates. There's a sort of, I know, she's really like generous writer. Like her worlds are kind of enchanted and full of like, there's full of kindness as well as, you know, darkness and drama and things to overcome. But I read and reread her all the time. And then Diana Wynne Jones. I don't know whether you know.
Oh, I don't. I feel I should know these people.
Have you seen Howl's Moving Castle, the Studio Ghibli?
Oh, is she the author of Howl's Moving Castle?
Yeah.
No, I've watched the film about it. It's one of my favorite films actually.
Yeah, it's amazing.
But yeah, I really want to read the book because apparently it's quite different and fun.
It's really fun. It's really fun. So they're probably my three read on repeat writers. What about you? What about sort of stories, story wise rather than illustration?
I love all the Hans Christian Andersen stories.
Yes.
The Snow Queen. I had a book of that I read recently, which is just so good.
Is that the one with the splinter of ice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gets it in his heart and she has to go rescue him. It's just it's really magical, and I think she rides a deer at some point, and it's just very nice.
Wow. Yeah, they're not sort of Disneyfied worlds, are they? The Hans Christian Andersen fairy tales. They're proper.
No, they're quite sort of sad almost, I think.
Is that the one about the is it the soldier and the ballerina?
Oh yeah, that's the toy soldier.
Yeah, that's heartbreaking, that one.
Yeah, that's so sad. Yeah, yeah, they both end up in the fire at the end.
Yeah.
It's a good ending though. I think you need some of that.
Oh look, that's a beautiful bird. Looks like the bird's telling Bear something.
Yeah, he's not listening though. He's just daydreaming.
He's a daydreamer bear.
Yes.
Oh, what's coming next?
What are you doing here?
Oh, mushroom.
Little mushroom.
It's amazing. It's amazing watching an artist at work.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I think since working on this book, I can draw a lot more of these things without needing reference. I did use reference as I was working on the book, but now I can just kind of drag them out my head.
Yeah. Did you look up images of bears, or did you have a sort of settled image in your head of what bear would look like?
Yeah, no, I did look up pictures of bears, and bear cubs especially are just so funny. With their big paws. Yeah, but I guess I sort of tried to make him look a little bit, like rounder and friendlier.
Yeah.
Although saying that, I mean, real bear cubs look very friendly as well.
Yeah. So cute. I love Bear has a little brother and sister, doesn't he? And I love them.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Going to find one of my favorite moments in the book is the art class one where Bear's little sister is crossly screwing up a piece of paper that where her picture obviously hasn't gone to plan.
Oh no, I've definitely done that before.
Yeah, I bet. Me too.
Do you ever get stuck writing poems, like writer's block, or?
Yes. Maybe not so much with this book, because I knew I'd sort of quite vividly imagined like what was happening in the world in each double page.
Yeah.
Certainly, like, just that sometimes particular lines just wouldn't come. I sort of knew what I wanted to say, and I knew how they needed to sort of be expressed to fit in with the stanza that I was writing, but I just couldn't get the rhythm right. And so that's when I would sort of leave it for a little while, maybe go for a walk. Walking
walks are good. I do that as well.
Do you?
Yeah, just you can sort of think better, can't you, when you're walking along for some reason?
Yeah, I think even that's interesting that it works for illustration too, because for poetry it's sort of, I always think there's something about the rhythm of the footsteps that kind of, I don't know, gets your mind into the right rhythmic mindset. But I suppose it's sort of, there's a similar thing going on with like what's going on visually, and just like your mind being able to move in different ways when you're walking, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think sometimes if I'm doing a drawing and it's just not going to plan, like I just need to leave it for a little bit and go and do something else. Just because if you just keep on trying to push something that's not working, it's
completely. You'll end up being like Bear's little sister and just like
yeah.
There's a little mouse.
Little mousey.
I love mice. They're so cute.
I love mice. I've always when I was little I had loads of hamsters.
Oh really?
I just love little rodents. They're just, I don't know, adorable.
Yeah, they're so characterful, aren't they?
Yeah. Oh.
What about advice that you would give a young budding illustrator?
Oh, I think definitely get a sketchbook, because they are the best things to learn in.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think take it outside and go for a walk in the woods and see what you can draw.
Mhm.
and see if you can come up up with your own woodland stories.
Mm, that's a
Yeah,
nice idea to
definitely.
sort of build a bit of a imaginative narrative in there as well.
Yeah, yeah, and sketchbooks are so good, I think, because you're allowed to make mistakes in them, and it's okay.
Yeah,
And you don't have to show them to people if you don't want to. I think that's amazing.
yeah,
In this
yeah.
heavy world. um,
Yeah, that's key, isn't it? Being able to make mistakes and just,
yeah, definitely.
yeah, I think it's really tempting to want everything to be really neat and tidy and perfect. Especially if you've got like a beautiful, either a sketch pad or like a beautiful notebook that you might be writing in.
Yeah, doing the
Um,
first page is always horrible, but
yeah, yeah, yeah,
sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's good to just draw a really horrible picture on the first page, so you can just use it to have fun with the rest of the time because you've already ruined it.
yeah, yeah. I agree.
That's what I do.
I agree. Yeah, I think that's what yeah, part of my advice would be for young writers is not to worry about it being neat or making mistakes or even, spelling things right or doing the right grammar. Just get your ideas down.
Yeah,
Just let them kind of splurge onto the page, and then you can always go back and redraft and tweak things and scribble things out and move them around. But yeah, I don't think I've, well, ever maybe written a poem that was sort of perfect first time round. So yeah, we you need to be at peace with mistakes when you're a creative, don't you?
yeah, definitely. And I think, yeah, when I'm doing a drawing, like none of it ever comes out how I imagine it in my head, but that's okay.
Does it not? That's interesting.
Yeah, no, it's sort of. I mean, now I haven't really got anything in my head. I'm just kind of letting the pencil do the work. But yeah, I don't think I've ever done a picture that's come out how I'd imagined it.
Ah, that's really interesting because I kind of assumed it was the opposite, that you could see it kind of crystal clear and then just translate it from your head onto the page.
No, no, I mean, I wish it was like that. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I think it's sometimes, there's it will come out and it will look different, but that's sort of the fun of it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And sometimes mistakes can make it better. So
yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's sort of, yeah, it's interesting to see that kind of mysterious process of, how it changes from head to hand.
yeah.
Yeah, I think. Do you ever sort of copy or like trial out different styles by other artists and illustrators?
I think when I was learning, I did, but now I wouldn't say I do that so much. But I definitely, if I see something that I'm like, oh, I like the idea of that, then I'll sort of try to incorporate it into my own
Hmm.
style.
Yeah, you've
Um,
sort of got your well, in poetry we call it a voice, but I suppose, is there something?
yeah, it's a voice really as well. So.
Yeah, yeah, that's yeah, I like that idea that illustrators have a voice that kind of comes to life on the page. That's really beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if I had to give any other advice for young writers, it would be to read as much as you can, and read of every different style, and read writing from around the world across all time periods. See what you like. Try imitating that style. See what works. See what doesn't work. But the more you read, the better writer you'll be. I imagine it's a similar thing for illustrators, that it's just sort of take in as
Yeah,
much visual art as you can.
yeah, just draw as much as you can, and yeah, look at as much art as you can.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Do you have
And
any
just
favorite historical artists?
oh, I do. And now, of course, all of the talking out my head. Um, I really like all the kind of like Renaissance, Renaissance paintings of sort of women wearing frilly frocks in beautiful countryside scenes and stuff.
Hmm. Yeah, I love the pre-Raphaelites. They've got,
Yeah,
yeah, those beautiful colors and like jewel-like tones, and
yeah,
yeah, those sort of narrative scenes. Yeah, I've always loved those.
Draw a little frog.
Oh, one of your favorites.
Yay!
Do you like going walking and out into nature?
Oh yes, definitely. And actually in lockdown we've found a lot more walks than we would have usually, because there's obviously there's not very much else to do apart from go for walks, but it's been really nice. Yeah, have you found that as well?
Yeah. And sort of seeing the same routes kind of through different seasons is quite magical, isn't it? Seeing all the different changes in the world.
Yeah, and it is like this book.
Yeah,
I love that this book has taught me so much about or to notice things like seed pods on trees and all the different flowers and stuff in the hedgerows, and yeah, it's good, it's really good.
Yeah, and I hope that that's something that that readers take away from it, that there's, when you start looking around, there are just endless things to look at and notice, and things change, and I think there's an emphasis on noticing in this book, isn't there?
Yeah, definitely.
And the little things. I really like that the sort of insects and stuff are characters too, like all the tiny little bits of nature that you might not notice, or
the little bumblebees.
yeah, exactly. And little frogs.
Little froggies. Very bendy legs, this frog. I'm not sure if real frogs' legs. I think I would usually look at reference for this, actually. I'm not sure that real frogs' legs look like that.
It's wonderful to me.
He looks very happy anyway. That's good.
I haven't seen a frog for ages.
No, I mean, I guess is the Frog Spawn come out yet? Not yet.
I don't know. Maybe like when it gets a little bit warmer in spring, but I'm not sure. Trying to remember, because at school we always did stuff with the frog spawn in temples and stuff, but I can't remember what time of year it was.
Yeah, I think it is. Maybe it's mid-spring or something. Not sure.
Yeah. Oh, that's gorgeous.
Froggy. I've just read a book about ponds, so you'd think I would I should know that.
Well, there's just a lot of information today.
There is.
Filling up the page beautifully.
I know. How do you reckon we're doing for time?
I think maybe this bird, and then we can probably call it a day. Might read one more.
One more, yeah.
I think what I've done, I read a wintry one. I think I've done one from every season.
Oh, yeah, I really like the wintry ones.
Yeah, it's a beautiful palette with the winter ones, isn't it? Because you sort of go from those colours of autumn to these kind of crisper tones, but still with that sort of gentle pink. And seeing as we can't go to parties at the moment, I'll read a party one. So this is Bear's Winter Feast. So all the animals have gathered together to sort of keep warm and merry in winter. And there's lots of beautiful garlands made of autumn leaves and holly and berries and ivy. And all the animals are doing different things, but having a lovely time. So this is Bear's Winter Feast. In the depths of winter time, a feast is just the thing to raise our chilly spirits with a chance to eat and sing. We've gathered sprigs of holly to make ruby-studded wreaths and garlanded the empty boughs with green and russet leaves. Around the heaving tables sit a heap of happy guests. We're sharing songs of snow and fire and merry yarns and jests. The winter sun is setting fast. It never reached full height. but we will linger on here in this jolly, joyful night.
Woohoo!
Yeah, can't wait till we can go to parties again.
I know.
They really are having the best time. We've got a bowling alley here. There's a little mini theatre. There's dominoes. There's music. There's a band. They're singing. Bear's telling a story. Is this the one where Papa Mouse is telling a hilarious joke? Maybe.
Oh, I think that's in the picnic one, I think.
That's in the picnic one.
Yeah, he is loving it though, isn't he?
And there are all sorts of delicious looking things. I've given up sugar for Lent, so I am
oh man,
my mouth's watering at all these delicious.
Yeah, how's it going with that? I don't think I'll be able to do that.
We've got some excellent hats in this book, haven't we?
I know. I just thought that. I was like, I haven't given any of them a hat.
There's I think it's the picnic spread, isn't it? Where there's about 14 hats, isn't there?
Oh, maybe, probably.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I think I have to draw some to spot.
yeah. There's a certain number in the what to spot, and I think you've done every hat under the sun. Excellent. Is it a boater? Is it a boater?
Yeah, the sun has crept around again. Can you still see it?
Well, his or her eyes are shaded very nicely. Amazing. Oh, that looks wonderful. That is, it's just magical to see them being created right before my eyes. But they also sort of feel like old friends by now, because I've seen them all spend time with all of them.
That's funny. I put the paper up on the window and it's just gone round the other window. The sun, sneaky.
Oh wow. Yeah, we've dealt with pretty much all the weather conditions of the book, I think, almost.
Yeah, that was nuts, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I guess it's appropriate for our fourth.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, that looks beautiful. Oh, thank you, Freya.
Oh, thank you. That was really fun.
Yeah, that was great. Well, thank you everyone for watching. And yeah, we hope you enjoy the book. And yeah, have fun writing and drawing and painting yourselves, because yeah, we've certainly had a lovely time, haven't we, Freya?
Yeah, definitely. And definitely if you do any animal drawings, you can tag me.
Oh yeah. Oh, that would be lovely. I'd love to do that too. Great. Okay, thanks everyone. Thank you, Freya, and I will hopefully talk to you soon, Freya, and have fun, everyone.
Yeah, have fun.
Bye.
Bye.